Hello there and welcome to episode 10. You've made it through 10 episodes of me talking crap on my video channel, which is called The Kilted Cannon. 10 episodes. It's pretty impressive. I mean, obviously not many people have watched it, but thank you to those who have. I really do appreciate it. We're going to completely swerve the Wenger debate. We did that in the last one, and I'm frankly sick to death of talking about him. But there are a lot more pressing matters, even though there are no Arsenal matches because of the international break. We have a lot of players and a lot of speculation that is rife surrounding them. I've written about a few of them. First up would be the Ox. Apparently he is holding out for on his contract talks. He's not sure if he wants to stay or not. I'm firmly a believer that we have given him every opportunity to succeed, and he has had ample opportunity. Yet he has had his fair share of injuries. He has had to make do with positional switches left, right and centre. And yeah, he has had it quite difficult, but at the same time he has had opportunities. He's had runs in the side and he hasn't really produced the goods apart from this season. He's had a run in the central midfield and we've seen the best of him. But I mean, how many seasons has that taken? To be honest, he's had more than enough opportunity, and he's only now starting to show it. And now he's starting to show it. He wants to leave, apparently. I think that's a bit cheeky, if you ask me. So if he wants to go, I'm sure we can find better alternatives. Yeah, he may turn out to be an absolute match winner for whoever he goes to, but I think he's had more than enough opportunity to do what we signed him to do. So if he wants to go, then so be it. With the Arsenal, we'll continue regardless. There is obviously the issue about our two supposed world-class superstars, Mesut Özil and Alexis Sanchez. It's looking very much like Alexis is going to leave. They're both entering their final year of the contracts next season, and it's looking like we're going to have to sell them this summer if we want to get anything for them, because it doesn't look very likely that they're going to stay, but increasingly I think the higher percentage of whoever's going to leave is going to be Alexis. But we did see something interesting. He obviously his ankle was apparently mashed up and looked awful against West Brom, but surprise, surprise, he had enough fitness to play for Chile against Argentina in the weekend, last weekend. And his ankle is surprisingly recovered, so if we see him then missing out in our next game, then we know something's definitely afoot. But his histrionics are not reserved to when he's in an Arsenal shirt. He threw a strop after losing 1-0 to Argentina. He did exactly the same. He gesticulated wildly. He had the ump massively. It was exactly the same as when he's in an Arsenal shirt, but apparently he's not happy. He doesn't want to be here. Those gestures mean that he's just had enough with the Arsenal team for not performing, but he did exactly the same for Chile. So make of that what you will, but what it says to me is that obviously the newspapers specialise in hyperbole and absolute bullshit, and this is proof. Alexis may well leave, but when he's upset on the pitch, he shows it, and that's all it means. The guy's a winner and he wants to win, so when he's not winning, he gets the ump. It's quite simple, really. There's no need to make a mountain out of a molehill. Mesut Özil is a more complicated case. I think there is a chance he could stay. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I would prefer him to stay because, this season he really has let his standards fall. He's not performed at all, and funnily enough, it's in correlation to when since Santi Cazorla got injured. When Santi Cazorla was in the side, Mesut Özil was chipping in with a lot more goals. We were seeing the best of him in terms of attacking. Since Santi Cazorla has gone missing, he's had to drop ever deeper to reclaim possession and be the catalyst to start things. That was Santi Cazorla's job, and it seems that we have not found an alternative to the little Spanish magician. So Mesut Özil is having to drop deeper, and we're seeing a weakened player. But that does not excuse some of his performances. He's been, we all know he's been well below par, but I would still prefer to keep him. Who knows if he's going to stay or not? He's not saying much. I mean, he commented about his status while he was in the Germany camp. He had a back injury, which meant he missed the last match. So I don't know, but I would prefer him to stay. But we just don't know. And then there is the curious case of Hector Bellerin. And I wrote about this recently. He has apparently come out on a Spanish radio station and said that he would have his head turned if his hometown club, Barcelona, came calling for him. According to Guillaume Balaguer, the Spanish football expert on Sky Sports, he has said that there have been tentative inquiries between Barcelona intermediaries and Arsenal intermediaries. That doesn't mean that we're negotiating, it just means that Barcelona have come to Arsenal and said, yeah, we would very much like to speak to the player, and Arsenal probably told him to, bugger off in no uncertain terms. But there is, you can see it happening, whether it's in the future, a few seasons from now, or this summer. You can see Hector Bellerin leaving to go to Barcelona if we do not up our game significantly. We need to be challenging to keep a player of that calibre, because Hector Bellerin, yeah, he's going through a form slump like everyone else, but in the future he is going to be a huge player. He's going to be immense. But to keep those players, we need to perform, and we need to give him a mantle to showcase how good he is. He'll get that at Barcelona. Will he get it at Arsenal in the future? I don't know. But I would very much like to keep him. But it's worrying that Barcelona are sniffing. If they do put in I mean, obviously the guy's just signed a long-term contract. He's tied up to us for a very long time. So Barcelona will have to come with big money. And we know that they're cash-strapped. But there's player swap deals I'm sure that we'd be interested in. There are ways around Barcelona's low cash balance. So if Bellerin does want to go, it's going to be difficult to keep him. But the common sense option for Bellerin would be to stay at us for another couple of seasons. I mean, the guy's only 21, 22. He's got plenty of years in the tank. If he stayed with us for another couple of seasons, that would be great, please. But who knows? Who knows? In terms of anyone else, I'd like to see Callum Chambers back in the club next season. He's performed wonders on loan at Middlesbrough. Then you've got the promising Rob Holding. I think our centre-backs, we've got the future right now. Then you've got Christian Bielik, who's doing really well on loan at Birmingham. Those three represent the future if they can continue their growth. It's looking very good. Replacing Koscielny, obviously Mustafi's there, but he looks very shaky whenever Koscielny's not there, and sometimes when he is. He's got a lot to learn yet. So there are a lot of changes afoot. The problem is none of us know exactly what's happening. So if you've got any other alternate opinions, please do drop us a comment. I'm happy to chat about it. I don't know. I mean, apparently Wenger sniffing around the French markets, which he always does. I mean, there's lots of players that would interest us. I mean, you've got Bernardo Silva from Monaco, who's just amazing. Thomas Lemar, Kylian Mbappe, obviously, and then you've got the two Lyon boys, Nabil Fekir, Lacazette. There are a lot of talented players, French players that we could get for a snip. Hopefully, there'll be a lot of spending in the summer, because we've gone from having the best squad we've had in a very long time to it's not good enough and we need to shape up. And so if that's the case, nip it in the bud, remedy it early. Wenger, if you are going to stay, let's see some action, please. Anyway, that's enough from me, enough rambling on. Thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and word to your respective guardians. I'll see you next week.